Hello everyone, this is Joe Sport with Fantasy Team Assist. This is a video for week 14 in the NFL for fantasy football, FanDuel and DraftKings. Okay, first a quick recap on week 13. Alright, week 13 was okay, it's alright. Wasn't as good as week 12, which was probably my best week altogether of the year. But week 13, the two lineups I posted on the video, you know what, I just remembered, I didn't check on DraftKings, but I'm pretty sure usually FanDuel lineup mirrors the results of DraftKings. My FanDuel lineup and my DraftKings, I'm pretty sure, both hit for my 50-50 bets. So you doubled your money there. And they were in the top 20 percentile in the Millionaire Maker, which was, it doubled the money. It didn't get into the top 10 percentile or anything like that. But they were both solid lineups for both FanDuel and DraftKings. This week, I am going to only post one lineup for each. Going forward, I think I've got 3-4 weeks in a row that the lineups I've posted have at least hit double your money. So they're obviously solid lineups. For the year, for the videos that I've posted, I'm definitely not 100%, but I'm definitely above 50%. So if you have been using these lineups, congrats on the winnings. Now, if you've been using them and changing them out a little bit, well, and making even more money, then congrats. More power to you. That's what I want. That's what I want to encourage. I want you to see these lineups, have a feel, listen to what I have to say about the matchups, and make your lineup, make some money. I have fun doing this. I like looking up the info. So that's why I do this. I had somebody ask me, why do you spend all this time? It's because I enjoy it. I really do like it. And alright, so I'm sorry, I'm taking too much of your time. Let's get right into it. Week 14 matches. Hopefully we'll have some great matches that pan out. We make some money. We all have fun, and we all have fun on Sunday watching football, eating wings. It's gonna be great. Alright, Jameis Winston versus this quarterback right here. He has been playing extremely well, been throwing the ball well. Looks like he's got a new weapon in a tight end. This dude right here, Seferian Jenkins. So, Jameis Winston's going against the Saints. Second worst pass defense. We all know from week to week that the Saints are garbage. Their secondary cannot. I think I can catch the ball and have a solid fantasy week if I played against the Saints. So the Saints is definitely a defense you want to target. So you got Jameis Winston playing well. You've got his number one wide receiver, Evans, and now a fairly new target. I'm not sure if people are on him or not, but he's been playing solid. And the good thing is he's really cheap. And on DraftKings, he's even cheaper than FanDuel. So really good pickup. And the Vegas line on it is good. It has them scoring. I have it written down. But regardless, look it up if you want. But it's like 20-something points. It's a good Vegas line. All right. Next, Blake Bortles. He threw for 5 touchdowns last week. Craziness. Versus the Colts. Third worst defense in the NFL, passing yards wise. So Blake Bortles and his number one wide receiver is Allen Robinson. And his tight end, you've got Thomas. Great spot for Bortles. Playing well, throwing the ball well, just coming off a great game. Also a great Vegas line. And the price is right. Allen Robinson is a little bit expensive, but you're saving money ultimately if you want to stack all three, if you just want to stack the two, or if you want to stack the tight end and then the quarterback, or what have you. But the matchup, or if you just want to use one guy and plug him into a lineup, if you're short X amount of dollars and you look scrolling through and you're looking at, wow, Julius Thomas fits perfectly. It's a great spot. All right, moving on. We've got Martin versus the Saints. How is that possible? These are running backs. Okay, we're moving on. The board is a little bit different this week. I went ahead and decided to put the lineups and the matchups together, but I have less info. I only have one lineup versus 2 or 3 lineups, and I have less players that have favorable matchups. So a little bit condensed, but I think it's for the best. If you rather the old system, go ahead, shoot me an email or send me a comment, and I'll consider it. Okay, now running backs. We got Doug Martin from the Tampa Bay Bucks going against the Saints. Also, the Saints, we know, are the second worst pass defense, and they are this week's worst run defense. So I really like the Bucks this week. As you can see, obviously, they just have a really good favorable match. Vegas has a great line on them. So Doug Martin is the second most expensive running back, though, this week. So you're going to pay up a little bit for him. But I think it's worth it. If you go cheap in other spots, you can definitely... And he's not super expensive. So he's second most, but he's not ridiculous. Then you've got Matt Forte. I do believe he's just a little bit cheaper on FanDuel. Actually, I think Matt Forte is even more money than Doug Martin on DraftKings. But anyhow, Matt Forte versus the Redskins, who are the 8th worst team against the run. And then, but as I said, these are a little bit more costly. But now I have a little bit of savings here. Jacandrick West versus the Chargers. 7th worst run defense in the NFL for the year. Now, the problem with Jacandrick West is, I've noticed he is only the running back that they use between the 20s, meaning not in the red zone. They use Ware in the end zone. Truthfully, I am gonna fade West. He's not in any of my lineups, I don't think, this week. But he's cheap, and there's a possibility that they will use him for all the downs, for all the end zone carries. I don't think the pattern. You got to look at the pattern. What's been happening? I mean, the pattern could change, but as of the past 2 weeks, he's not getting the end zone carries. I kind of like the running back that's going to be the cowbell, that he's going to run it into the end zone, and that's why I pick a running back, because I want him to get into the end zone. Yeah, true, it's great when they run for 150 yards, but I want the 2 rushing touchdowns to go with it. But he's cheap. He's in a good spot. If you want to save some money, you can go to Jacandrick West. He's probably not going to be as high owned, but it's a little bit of a riskier pick. There's other running backs that I like, but we're not going to get into that on this video. Moving on, we got defenses. Rams versus Lions. You have the 10th worst offense, the Lions. I know the Lions, I think Thanksgiving week, they scored, 50 points, something ridiculous. But that was one game. But for the season, they're the 10th worst offense. Okay, they cannot run the ball for the life of themselves. Now people have not been picking Rams. Ownership is down. But if you remember to the early part to mid part of the season, the Rams was the defense to pick. All right. Now everybody's all for Gurley. Everybody's all for the Rams defense. But I really like this spot. They're at home, going against the Lions, who cannot run the ball, And Calvin Johnson has shown glimpses of heroics, but for the most part, Calvin Johnson has come down in value and has come down in ownership because the production isn't quite there. Calvin Johnson isn't a horrible pick this week. If you want to go Calvin Johnson, I'm not saying that it's a bad pick, but I'm just saying the Rams, I like the Rams defense against the Lions this week. Okay, now the Jets. Another defense I like is the Jets versus the Titans. The Titans have the 7th worst offense for the season. That's another team. Mariota, that's all they have. They don't have like a star wide receiver. You have Mariota running the ball, Mariota spreading the ball around, and really throwing to Walker. Now, if they can get ahead and stop Walker and have somebody kind of just shadow Mariota, and the Jets are a fast defense, young and fast defense. So and they're home. I really like this spot. I'm not sure the ownership, but I like both of these defenses. What I like most about it is I like the spot, and they're cheap. Okay, I'm not crazy this week. I'm not crazy about paying up for defense, but these are some matchups that I like. And going on to the lineups. Okay, FanDuel lineup. Cam Newton. He is going to be the highest owned player this week. He's been playing out of his mind. He's been throwing the ball like crazy. I think he also threw for 5 touchdowns, or he got 5 touchdowns. I know he ran for 1. Anyhow, the dude is on fire right now. Now, he's probably going to be 40, 50% owned. Something ridiculous. It's going to be absurd. But he's in a good spot. You can't fade him. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to have a bunch of lineups with Cam Newton, but this is the most solid lineup. That's what I have on the videos. This is the most solid lineup. Okay? So you got Cam Newton and drawn. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this young guy drawn on San Francisco, that dude can run the ball. The guy is a beast. And going against the Browns, who last year were dead last against the run, and this year they've fluctuated between dead last and second to last. Okay, so their run defense is really bad. So I like that, like the spot he's in. Frank Gore, yeah, believe it or not, Frank Gore. No, the ownership on Frank Gore is extremely low, and I'm not saying that he's gonna score 30, 40 points, but for the price, and he's solid, and the spot that he's in, it's a good spot. If he can make value, which he should make value, it's in a good spot. But remember, we're picking Cam Newton. He's the most expensive quarterback of the week, so we're not going to have studs in every spot. So I like Frank Gore for the money. Now, another spot we're saving money in is Ted Ginn. Ted Ginn, yes, he's dropped some key balls, but he's due for a game. And he's also been productive, even with the drops. If he can get ahead and play a game without dropping more than a ball or two, the dude is going to score like crazy. He's going to score 40 points. And with the way Cam Newton is playing, he has opportunity to. So as I said, he's already making value. So all he needs, and he's cheap, all he needs is not to drop so many balls, and he'll triple value, no problem. So again, the price is right, and if we're going Cam Newton, let's stack him. Why not? And you got Allen Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars, coming off a game where he scored 42 FanDuel points. I think 42, 43. Regardless, 40-something FanDuel points. Ridiculous. Also this week in a really good spot. Again, probably going to be really high owned. Then you have Demaryius Thomas. Yeah, Demaryius Thomas. He was one of the most expensive, at the beginning of the year, most expensive wide receivers. He's come down, but I like the spot Osweiler is in. And for the price, it's a steal for Demaryius Thomas and the spot they're in. Vegas has a good line on him, so I really like that pick there. Greg Olsen, Cam Newton's number 1 target. like that spot he's in. So he's expensive. So we're spending up big time. Cam Newton, Greg Olsen, and Allen Robinson are big. The spots we're spending money. Allen Robinson isn't like the most expensive wide receiver, but we spread it out a little bit here. And then we've got Bullock, who the kicker for the Jets. Great spot. He scored in double digits in fantasy this past week. Also in a great spot. And then here we go. Rams. Cheap defense going against the Lions. 10th worst pass offense, total offense. Really like this lineup. It's going to be solid. Stick it in a 50-50. I think your chances are pretty good. Now the DraftKings version is Cam Newton, drawn, same deal. Gore. We got Jen Jr., Allen Robinson, Demaryius Thomas, Greg Olsen, and now our flex is Amendola. And then the defense is the same, Rams. So yes, past weeks I've been going tight end in the flex spot, but I think we've got a really good tight end, and with the money that was left over going with this lineup, we could have went Walker from Tennessee, but his matchup is tough. But you know what? You can't count out Brady, and Brady has nobody else to throw to. You got Gronk out, Edelman is out, Lewis is out. I don't know what's going on with Blunt. Belichick. They always switch running backs out. They got the other guy. I think his name is White. He played more snaps than Blount. But regardless, Amendola, he's back. He's got a game under his belt. Cheap, great price. He should be at least $1,000 more expensive. So for the value, can't beat it. So these are the matchups, the lineups. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Send me a comment. Send me an email. I'm going to put the website link in the description. And come to the website, check it out. Send me an email and ask me any questions. If you need help with the lineup, I'll give you a hand, no problem. Okay, well, good luck, and I hope we win big this week.